Alright, new year and hopefully new me. And I'm back on the Everything I Watch in a Month series. And I'm gonna speed run this because I have plans today. And I started this month off with 28 Years Later. And in my opinion, it was good. I wasn't really expecting too much going into it, especially considering the direction that the sequel weeks later got. And I remember when this thing came out, there was this like mixed review backlash, but I thought it was good. But what I enjoyed the most about post-apocalyptic movies is the world building. And I think this film did a really good job at that. I'll focus on the thing I did like and some things I didn't like. As regards to the world building, I think that's great. Like, the highlight for me was the emergence of that Swedish character and seeing how somebody from like our modern world would just be thrown into this type of world, considering the situation and everything, and just accept the defeat in their predicament, and how his culture change also looked to somebody that was stuck in this world. I thought the dynamic was cool, and a few things I didn't really fancy about the movie, most notably to me, was the fact that this film just didn't really go anywhere in terms of plot. Like, what the film set up to be in the start, it seemed cool. And we had this scene with his mom killing off a zombie like when he was sleeping and all that. I think I was expecting more to see from that side, but then we just see that she just has cancer. And although I did like the movie's messaging with that, I just feel like the whole payoff didn't really land with me, especially for like Ralph Fiennes' character. I really loved him, but I just feel like I expected more for his character, considering like the trailers and the images I saw before watching this movie. But then I watched the sequel and it fixed that problem with Ralph Fiennes, and I have a video on that, and I love that movie, so go watch my review. I also watched the Now You See Me, Now You Don't movie this month, and I thought this was honestly a decent average film, and it's fine. I don't think there is anything special about the first two films. The first movie had some good solid moments that I thought was alright, but the third installment is better than the second one, but still nothing noteworthy in my opinion. Pretty funny how this movie let us know that they could not afford Mark Ruffalo, but honestly I thought I'd hate the new set of characters, but I was surprised by the addition. And compared to some other legacy sequels, Jurassic World Dominion, I think they did a really decent job in incorporating literally everybody outside of Mark Ruffalo's characters from the previous film, and it did make it somewhat enjoyable. But I will also admit that they did fall in that trap of making the old characters not as smart as they were, just for the new ones to like have this moment of them to shine. But like, it's the legacy passing on the baton thing, so I'll let it pass. Then I watched the original Naked Gun to try and compare it to its own legacy sequel, and I'll just do them together because they're really similar films. And I have to be honest, maybe if I'm from 10 years ago would have loved this, but these two movies, I just didn't really like them. Like, I will say I'm happy that this movie is made for the fans of these type of movies. I always applaud films, a variety of these type of films, these like large raunchy comedies that get big stars attached to them, and they also have this cinematic run. I really applaud that. I remember like a couple years ago we had that other one with Jennifer Lawrence, but this was just not for me. And it's mad because I watched Scary Movie a couple months ago and I like that, so it was just weird that this was just really not my type of thing, especially the original. I did find the jokes in the original was a bit funny. I was laughing at most of them. Even in the sequel, some of them did land for me, but I feel like that's the problem, some of them did. But I think the second one was obviously a better film, but the original is just more funny. And now for TV, I watched a good amount of TV this month. I watched Arcane season 1 and parts of season 2. I stopped season 2 because I didn't really like the direction it was heading. Hear me out. I know they'll possibly resolve the whole Jinx and Vi thing, but I just couldn't care less about the entire side plot with the whole Empire. I think season 1 was good. Like, I always knew the praise that season 1 got, but I was still shocked as to how much I did love it. But I just couldn't have it with season 2. I was just tired. It was pissing me off. So I switched to Shameless, which I've been having fun with. It's been like a comfort binge watch for me, and I'm really loving it. I like the characters. There's some people that I don't. To be fair, I think that's not even true. I feel like everybody, like, yes, obviously you have like your better like story points, but I feel like everything is balanced out for me, in my opinion. And I also watched The Mighty Nine, which I have a review for. I watched it again this month just for that review, so please go watch that. And also Fallout season 2 and WonderMan season 1, which hopefully I'll drop separate reviews for. But Fallout, it started rocky for me. I was a bit uninterested at the start, but slowly it won me over. Looking forward to every Wednesday just so I could keep up, and I can't wait for its conclusion this week. And for WonderMan, damn, this was a breath of fresh air for Marvel, and I'm happy that Marvel is actually making something like this. I feel like they needed something like this to be made for them, but I'll talk more about that in a separate video. Hopefully that drops. So that might drop a bit later, but we'll see. But yeah, that's everything I watch in January. What do you do watch in January? And thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one, which should be sooner than you think. Thank you again for watching. Peace.